You think you know Zendaya? Think again. She's a Disney Channel alum, red carpet queen, Emmy-winning actress, model, singer, activist, and let's be real, half the reason Spider-Man movies are still cool. But while the world sees nothing but perfection on Instagram and the big screen, Zendaya's journey is way more complicated. Today, we're pulling back the curtain and revealing the pressure, the anxiety, and the real-life struggles behind Zendaya's flawless image. If you've ever wondered what it's like to grow up famous, feel like you can't mess up, or just want to know what makes Zendaya tick, this video is for you. So grab your popcorn, drop a heart in the comments if you love Zendaya, and let's get into it. Zendaya Mari Stormer Coleman was born in Oakland, California in 1996. She grew up in a family full of educators. Her mom worked at her school, and she's half African-American, half German-Irish, which means she's basically genetically engineered to break every boundary in Hollywood. Her big break came at just 14, starring as Rocky Blue on Disney Channel's Shake It Up. She wasn't just acting, she was dancing, singing, and pulling off high ponytails like it was her superpower. But being a Disney kid isn't all laughter tracks and cool costumes. Behind the scenes, there's intense pressure to be perfect, both on and off camera. Zendaya actually asked Disney not to give her character a boyfriend, wanting to avoid stereotypes about girls only caring about romance. Imagine being 16 and telling Disney, "Sorry, no love triangles for me. I'm here to be a role model, not a meme." Seriously, who has the guts to do that at 16? Even at that age, Zendaya was making moves to protect her image and stay true to herself. Not every Disney star made it out with their sanity intact, but Zendaya always seemed to keep her cool. After Disney, she could have coasted on those family-friendly vibes. But nope, Zendaya leveled up, stepping into edgier roles and showing Hollywood she was more than just another former child star. Let's talk about the P word, perfection. Zendaya is known for nailing every red carpet and never missing a beat on set. But behind that confidence is a major fear of failure. She's admitted in interviews that she can't handle failing and is terrified of disappointing people, whether it's fans, directors, or herself. Before she landed the role of Rue in Euphoria, Zendaya had serious doubts. Here's a real quote. "It's scary to go from a character everyone loves to one that challenges people." Translation: how do I go from singing and dancing on Disney Channel to playing a drug-addicted teenager who's a total mess? But that anxiety never really goes away. Zendaya has said that every new role, every public appearance, every tweet, yep, even tweets, feels like it's under a microscope. Zendaya's been called a perfectionist by basically everyone who's worked with her. Her co-stars say she rehearses until it's right, even if it takes all night. Honestly, Zendaya stressing over a tweet is a mood. Meanwhile, the rest of us are out here sending texts with 6 typos and just hoping for the best. That pressure to be perfect isn't just about work either. Zendaya talked about feeling like she has to represent so many people: young women, people of color, mixed-race kids, and fans who see themselves in her. That's a lot of responsibility for anyone, let alone someone in their 20s. If you're thinking, she's rich and famous, how hard can it be? Well, think again. Zendaya's been open about struggling with anxiety and burnout, especially as her fame skyrocketed. Zendaya has spoken publicly about panic attacks, feeling overwhelmed, and the fear of letting people down. She says it's not just stage fright, it's a constant battle with perfectionism and self-doubt. During the pandemic, when Hollywood shut down, she admitted to falling into a creative slump. Here's what she said. "I felt like I had no purpose." She spent days not knowing what to do with herself, questioning if she was still good enough or interesting enough to stay relevant. And then, of course, there's the internet. Zendaya has over 180 million Instagram followers. Think about that. That's like having the entire population of Russia watching your every move. One awkward photo or weird video, and people lose their minds. Meanwhile, most of us freak out if someone leaves us on red for too long. Imagine that times 100 million. She's also been candid about therapy, saying it's helped her navigate the pressure. That honesty is rare in Hollywood, and it's made a big difference for fans who struggle with their own mental health. Zendaya doesn't just act. She runs things behind the scenes, too. At just 18, she started her own production company, making sure she has a say in what stories get told and who gets hired. On Netflix's Malcolm and Marie, Zendaya was the star, the producer, and even co-financed the film. She helped put together the crew, oversaw details, and made sure everyone was paid fairly. She's also a fierce advocate for equality. Zendaya insists on contract clauses that protect women of color, making sure they get equal pay and fair treatment. She negotiates her own deals, refusing to be shortchanged just because she's young or a woman. Here's a powerful Zendaya quote: "If I'm in a position of power, why not use it to create balance?" Zendaya is basically Gen Z's Beyoncé, except with more sneakers and Tom Holland as her emotional support boyfriend. She doesn't shout about all this on social media, but for people who pay attention, Zendaya's business moves are just as impressive as her acting. So the next time you see Zendaya glowing on a runway or holding another award, remember, there's a real person underneath the glam, someone who battles anxiety, perfectionism, and the pressure to never mess up, someone who stands up for herself and others, even when it's hard. She's not flawless, and that's exactly what makes her inspiring. Zendaya's story proves you can be vulnerable and still be powerful, that you can struggle and still succeed, and maybe most importantly, that you don't have to be perfect to make a difference. If you learned something new, drop a comment for Queen Z.